Welcome everybody to this week's edition of the I'm Only Serious News Network's Sunday paper program. In honor of our 200th anniversary of the Star Spangled Banner, let's start it out this way. Oh, say, can you see by the drone that's in flight, all the ISIS fighters run and hide as they might. Then the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting everywhere, gave through the fight that America was still there. Oh, say does our star-spangled banner yet wave over Iraq and Syria too, saying don't fuck with the brave. That's right, folks. Happy 200th birthday, Star Spangled Banner. Also in the news this week, William Wallace doesn't die in Braveheart 2, due out this week when the Scots vote for their freedom. Tsar Vlad Zaprukin is still at it, this time threatening to upgrade his military. More gunfire in Missouri, well, and the NFL is going cracker crazy. These stories and more, along with our very own Ron Morrow, who's now singled down to one personality. Can't wait to see that segment with the Mystic Minute. Darren Martinez with his movie views and reviews. Tony Viejo will give us a little bit of international news before giving us his closing thoughts in his, what's the name of that again?
Whatever you want to call it, Dan.
That's a strange name for a segment, but it is whatever you want to call it, Dan segment. John Rice won't be here with us tonight, neither will Smarmy. So, welcome to the news, and thank you for watching.
It's the I'm Only Serious News Network with Dan Mahan, Tony Viejo, Dave Morrow, and Darren Martinez.
In international news, President Obama has taken the gloves off with ISIS, promising to bomb them into extinction. He hopes to get help from other countries in the area as well as his European partners. The bombing will also be done in Syria, which borders Iraq, unless you're ISIS, who respect no borders. Now the problem is, folks, that Iran wants to defeat ISIS, but helps Bashar Assad in Syria. Turkey wants to defeat ISIS, but doesn't want to empower the Kurds who live in part of Iraq. The USA wants to defeat ISIS, but doesn't want to help Assad or be friends with Iran. And Britain, they're waiting to see if they need their troops to reinvade Scotland after Thursday's vote. Meanwhile, Israel, they just want to shoot somebody. Cracker, please. That's all they want to do. The Brits are coming, the Brits are coming. Thus says the Scots as a new British invasion heads north from England in hopes of keeping Scotland in the aging empire. Sources tell iOS News that Frank Wallace, a distant relative of William Wallace, has made a stand in York. Polls show that two sides of the debate, yes to stay and no to succeed, are neck to neck. Coincidentally, the neck of William Wallace was served in his push for freedom, or severed I should say. Old Frankie boy. Also, Prime Minister David Cameron stated that a breakup of the 307-year-old Union of Anglos and Scots would break his heart. Funny, because William Wallace's heart was also broken after it was removed while he was still living. Meanwhile, Queen Elizabeth, better known as Longshanks II, has not headed north to beg for the Scots to stay. She did release a statement, though, that said, "The problem with Scotland is it's full of Scots." You remember, just like our great-grandpa Longshanks once said in the movie. Vladimir Putin has decided to modernize the Russian army with new nukes and conventional weapons, including space-based ones. Ooh. Now, he says he's not starting a new arms race, just protecting Russian interests against NATO's decision to place forces in Eastern Europe. His quote was, "People in the West would like to pull Russia into a new arms race, but we will not enter such a race." He said this, of course, as he's running off and yelling, "Go!" Cheater. The U.S., folks, has donated 5 ambulances to Sierra Leone for the Ebola patients. No, not 500, 5. That's like having 5 buses to run all SEPTA's routes in Philly alone. Or like having 1 nurse to handle all Philadelphia schools. Wait a minute. That is the case in Philadelphia schools. Sorry. Good luck, Sierra Leone. Meanwhile, Cuba is sending 165 doctors and other medical personnel. Cuba! Yeah. That's 55 doctors for every U.S. ambulance. Go figure. Want more help? Get ISIS there first. That'll take rid of all that ball of people. But for a more different point of view from the International News Bureau, Tony Viejo is going to step in and deliver some international news for us tonight. Tony?
Hi, everybody. So, Dan, I have a joke for you.
Oh, shoot.
All right. This time of year, all the Halloween things come out, all the festive things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kool-Aid has Ghoul-Aid.
Whoa.
Do you know why they call it Ghoul-Aid?
Because it turns out the big picture is a ghost?
No, because Spook-Aid would be inappropriate. It's great to be back, folks. As Dan said, I have a little idea of international war things that are going on. We're on the cusp of possibly World War 5, 6, 7. I'm not sure who's keeping track of the numbers. Maybe it's now just like World War, the Redemption. World War, Avenge. World War, the Ravager. World War, the Wrath of Lincoln. I mean, that's how they have to do World Wars now. We're at that point where, like, the Godfather, Godfather 2, Godfather 3 wasn't so great. So we have to give the war a different name. But we've been in a world war for a very long time. Look at what happened with Iraq in '93. Look at what happened with Iraq in the aughts. Look what happened with our... Okay, we've been in Iraq for a very long time. Here's an idea. Let's leave the Middle East alone. Let's just leave it alone. Let's not worry about what's over there. We now produce more oil for ourselves than the Middle East does for us. If I think that's almost 100% accurate. I don't know. I really don't fact check my stuff.
Close enough for the iOS News, though.
Yeah, damn right. So, what I'm saying is, why are we over there? What is our interest? You know that Christopher Columbus almost discovered America because he was looking for a different passage to India, so he didn't have to go through the freaking Middle East? There has to be something going on there that we don't want any part of. Russia spent a ton of money there. That's what bankrupted them during the Cold War, was us funding terrorist organizations that are presently now against us, or were against us, or possibly against us, or potentially against us. We outspent Russia there. They went broke. We're going broke over there. And all Osama bin Laden ever wanted to do when he brought down the World Trade Center, which, you know, happened last week, this week, past week, whatever, 9/11.
13 years.
Yeah, been 13 years. Been a long time. That was a fun day for me. It was my birthday. I was doing mushrooms. Woke up, saw the news, thought I was watching a movie. I was wondering why Regis and Kathy Lee kept talking about, you know, this movie I was watching. It was really weird.
Well, mushrooms will do that to you.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good time. Anyway, but here's my suggestion for what we need to do in the new upcoming war. Pull all of our troops back home. If everyone has a problem with America so bad, and I know I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for saying this, bring it to us. Bring it to our shores. Bring it to our soil. You know who can't get over here? ISIS.
Yeah.
You know who's not going to come over here? Russia. You know who's not? Well, let me take that back, because Russia did forgive like $98 billion in Cuban debt from the fall of the Soviet Union. Pretty much forgave all the debt, and is looking to also help militarize Cuba a little bit more again. I don't think Obama's any Kennedy, though, so that might go bad.
We'll just release the prisoners on them.
Yeah.
Get no gang.
Well, didn't we do that? Didn't Castro do that to America back in the 80s?
Yeah.
The Santa Maria, I think it was called?
Yeah.
I had a cousin that came over on that. We don't talk about that cousin, though. He's a little weird. Anyway, so yeah, let us fight a home game, because you're not going to come and fight us. You can do all these things on your own territory. And as far as ISIS goes, look, they're a terrorist organization that we funded to fight I believe Dan said, the Assad?
Yeah.
We funded them. We funded them. We gave them training and weapons to fight them. And now they're Look, people, something's going on, and it's greater than you, I, or everyone else. Don't care about what's going on in the Middle East. Let them do whatever they're going to do to each other over there, because they don't want our diplomacy, they don't want our democracy, and they don't want our way of life.
They've been doing it for 1,000 years.
Like, look at Tehran in the 1950s. It was a beautiful society in Iran. They were leading the world in education, science, and all these other things. Then we went in and installed a dictator that believed in Sharia law, and guess what? Now they're back in the Stone Age. Happens all over the Middle East. It's our fault. So, bring everyone home. We'll save a ton of money. And here's the pros and cons of it. We might get bombed. It might happen. That's a con. The pros are, we spend all this money fixing all these other countries after wars. We'll have to spend money to fix our own goddamn country. That's just my point of view. I could be wrong. Dan?